I can't believe what a great showing, but I'm not surprised we have tonight. So my name is Mitch Brill. I'm the president of JCC. On behalf of the board of directors, I'd like to thank you and welcome you tonight. This is an event that's 25 years in the making, and we couldn't be honoring a better human being tonight. So, a couple things. As the president of the board, working with David, who's the CEO, you can imagine we don't always agree on everything, but for the most part we agree. But it's my honor tonight to tell you, David, it is a pleasure and an honor to be your friend. I count you among my friends, and I really appreciate it. Beyond that, David has done a great job in our community. It's not just the JCC. So we're honored to have him working for us. No one that I know works as tirelessly as David does, has the incredible vision that David does, and just the tenacity to get things done. So we really, really appreciate you, and it's not just the JCC. In fact, I was talking to Rich Hess today. We were at the same event, and he said to me, someone told him that I was the president of JCC, and he said, I'll see you tonight. And I looked at him and he said, it's for David, I wouldn't miss it. So it's not just the JCC and the Jewish community, it's the Rockland community and larger community that David really affects, so it's a pleasure to honor him tonight. Well-deserved honor, and it's been a great 25 years. So thank you. It's also my pleasure now to turn this over to Barry Kantrowitz, who's a past president of JCC, who will make sure we stay on time and on task tonight. So thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. It's a true privilege to speak to you tonight, and I really like your attention for it. We're going to do a good job tonight, I'll tell you. As we honor David, a man who has not just walked down memory lane with us, but who in many ways paved it for us. And I think you're going to enjoy tonight's program. I don't know, many of you thinking, why is this night different from all other nights? Well, it's because tonight every speaker has promised that they will stand tall so you will see them. They've all promised that they will speak loudly and clearly into this microphone so that you hear them. And they all promise to be very short so you will love them. And with that, I want to recognize tonight the elected officials who are with us. Each has been a friend of the JCC, and we thank them for their continued support. All the elected officials, please stand, and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. And I don't know if you noticed, but Congress did something useful for a change. Yesterday, David was honored on the House floor, so congratulations. We also have a number of lay and professional leaders from both the Jewish and the secular community with us, nonprofit organizations and agencies. So we have presidents, CEOs, and board members of those organizations. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you for all you do. And finally, we have a record number of rabbis with us in attendance tonight. And we want to thank all of you for your support. So please stand and be recognized, our rabbi. And Rabbi Craig Sheff, don't sit down. We're going to welcome Rabbi Craig Sheff from Orangetown Jewish Center for the invocation.
The mission of the Jewish Community Center is to inspire Jewish journeys. Whether you are Jewish or not, joining us this evening means that you are a part of this Jewish journey that David Kirschtel has inspired. Tonight is a simcha. However, just as at any Jewish wedding ceremony, we break a glass to remember the brokenness of this world it would be inappropriate to proceed this evening in celebration without recognizing that today is the 608th day of captivity for hostages, living and dead, in Gaza. And so all I ask is that we acknowledge, with a brief moment of silence, the brokenness that exists for so many people in our own communities and abroad, people wanting to see an end to conflict and a return of those individuals to their families and their communities. Please rise. I was asked to deliver an invocation this evening. I've never quite understood what that word invocation really is about. At some level, it means that I'm supposed to call upon the name of God to invoke God's presence here this evening. The relationships that exist in this room, some going back decades, 5, 6, 7 decades perhaps, create a measure of sanctity in this space already without my saying any more. But in this week's parasha, we have the first real invocation when God says to Moses to instruct Aaron and his sons, "This is how you shall bless the people. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom." May God bless you and guard you. May God lift God's countenance to you and grant you grace. May God always lift God's face to you and grant you peace. So many commentaries exist on this very simple blessing that so many of us know so well. But one in particular comes to mind for me, especially tonight. That first of all, when we offer this blessing, we serve as a conduit from God to others. I can't think of a better night to recognize the conduit of so many blessings in our community as David Kirschtel has been these past 25 years. And so let me just offer that may we as a community continue to understand these words as first conferring upon us and securing physical blessings, material blessings that we need to sustain ourselves. And may we continue to experience spiritual uplift by the inspiration that is offered to us through our leaders and through our community. And finally, in bringing together the physical, the material, along with the spiritual pursuits that many of us serve to bring to others, may we thus bring about a greater sense of peace for all of us. Peace tonight, peace tomorrow, peace for our community, and may we be that light unto a larger world. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Please remain standing, please. It says the Kirschtel family.
Sophia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Rabbi. And that was David Kirschtel, David's daughter-in-law, to the Tikva. But please, pay attention, please. The theme, A Trip Down Memory Lane, could not be more fitting. For the past quarter century, David has helped build the very path that we've been walking down. A path that took us from a 25,000 square foot converted office building to the 135,000 square foot beautiful Jewish community campus that serves thousands of people every month. And in December, we will be celebrating 18 years in the new campus. David's vision and commitment have helped shape these memories into a legacy. In addition to the tireless work of JCC staff and volunteers, this event stands as a shining example of what this community can achieve when it comes together. Paul Adler, Linda Russin, Larry Weiss, and I chaired the journal committee. But it was the work of the committee members and, of course, David himself who made this year's journal the success that it is. We are very proud tonight to honor 31, and that's an amazing number, 31 generous Memory Lane sponsors, each of whom contributed $25,000 to tonight's success. 23 of those sponsors are here with us tonight, as well as representatives of the JCC Federation, JCC Board, and the Jewish Federation of Rockland, who are also sponsors. Please stand and be recognized. Shannon, you just came through today. Thank you. That memory lane money will be used to retire the existing bank debt outstanding to Orange Bank and Trust. Now, 10 years ago, Orange Bank and Trust loaned JCC $9 million. And that was at a time when nobody else would. And with us tonight, we have the CEO of the bank, Michael Gilfeather, and the Executive Vice President and Chief Lending Officer, Greg Sousa. Thank you, guys. I didn't have the chance to ask them if what my dad taught me years ago still remains true. And that was, when you borrow $1 million from the bank, you don't sleep at night. But when you borrow $9 million from the bank doesn't sleep at night. Well, at the end of the year, you guys will be sleeping well and sleeping fine. And that debt will be paid off. On top of our unbelievable Memory Lane sponsors, our commemorative journal raised over $460,000. That brings tonight's total in excess of $1.2 million. And that total is 3 times more than we've ever raised before for this event. And that's not just impressive, it's a testament to the strength of this community and the impact of David's leadership. Our incredible sponsors for tonight are listed in the journal, but we'd like to recognize our 2 highest levels and ask them to please stand. We have our galactic sponsors, Shira and Eric Lewis, and Marnie and Paul Spingola. The Lewis family has always been great supporters. And our Cosmic Chi sponsors, Cosmic Chi, Good Samaritan Hospital, Orange Bank and Trust, Carol and Steve Schulman, and the Ben Moshe family. And of course, thank you all. And of course, I want to recognize the Goldstein family who are hosting us tonight in their hotel. Thank you very much to the Goldstein family, also longtime supporters of the Tracy Show. This kind of success does not happen by accident. And yes, David may be our honoree tonight, but if you know him, you know he didn't just show up and smile for pictures. He made calls. He built relationships. He followed up. And he followed through. And he made more calls. You got them. He worked harder than anyone tonight to make tonight what it is. And that in itself speaks volumes about his character. As we stroll down memory lane, let's not just look back. Let's look ahead, because what David has built with your help isn't just a memory. It's a foundation. And it's up to all of us to build upon that foundation and carry it forward. And although we need to look forward, I think it's important to take a moment to remember 6 of our major donors who unfortunately we lost over David's time as CEO. All of blessed memory: Ruby Josephs, Jerry Chazen, Shelley Goldstein, Barry Lewis, and of course Estelle and Alan Eisendrath, after whom tonight's award is named. Although these individuals are gone, many are here represented tonight by their families, and to them we say thank you for continuing the history of generosity of those that we've lost. And now, on behalf of David's family, his oldest son Aaron would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, everyone, for all the hard work you put into this event. Really an amazing turnout. When people say dreams don't come true, tell them about Rudy, the kid who had no business making the team, but did it anyway through heart, grit, and relentless belief. Then, tell them about David Kirschtel, a man who saw possibilities where others saw limits, who bet on ideas no one else believed in, and somehow time and time again turned vision into reality. Dad, for the past 25 years, you didn't just lead, you inspired and made believers out of us all. Since the very beginning, this was never just a job, this was a way of life. We've been there through it all, the late night phone calls, the endless meetings, the community events, not just watching you work, but growing up inside the very place you poured yourself into. We rocked out together at Rockfest, played basketball and flag football, and had a ball at the sports extravaganza. On Route 45, where Jason had his bar mitzvah night, we spent our mitzvah days. We Are One, the film festival, the Maccabi games, the Moment of Silence, the DKECC, JCC Rockland camps. The list just goes on and on. Today, your granddaughter Mia walks these same halls, growing up in the very community that you helped shape. We are all so proud of everything that you've accomplished, and even more so, the man that you are. And as you always say, Kol Shai, everything is possible. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Alan. And finally, we come to my friend David. And it's my pleasure to welcome David's good friend, my good friend, Larry Weiss, a wonderful supporter of our JCC with his wife Linda and his company Atlantic Tomorrow's Office. These people have never, ever, ever said no to David. Please welcome to introduce our honoree, Larry Weiss.
Wow, I gotta follow all this. Unbelievable. You know, through the cocktail hour, I was speaking with so many people that came from all over the country just to see you tonight, David. I was shocked. And you know, everybody keeps talking about we're gonna keep this program rolling, moving fast. And yet, you know, I've had so many discussions with Barry, and every time I was speaking to Barry, David was calling and telling me, we gotta add somebody else to thank, gotta add somebody else to thank. And I'm saying, this is bullshit. He really doesn't want this thing to end. He privately called me, and you know what he said? What's his favorite line? And by the way, you can talk all night. The money is in the bank. And if people leave early, that's okay. Justin Schwartz will put all the food in my car. Tonight, we gather to celebrate a true match. David Kirschtel and his incredible 25 years of leadership. He'll be receiving the 2025 Estelle and Alan Eisencraft Founders Award tonight. I can just hear Estelle now, looking at David's picture on the invitation. Put on a tie. I can't believe you don't have a tie. You should know better. And Alan, looking at the same invitation, and you just heard Barry announce some of the sponsors. Galactic, Sparkling, Interstellar, Supernova sponsorship. What are we funding? A film? What are we funding? A fundraiser or filming a Marvel movie? Now let's take a quick stroll down memory lane with some of our past gala honorees. In 2024, we honored 7 Jewish community partners. Catholic Charities and Archdiocese both politely declined. Oh shit, that was fun. In 2023, we honored 13 past presidents, all who had given, but Sir David felt they had capacity to give more. In 2022, we honored 14 Jewish families who had not given yet, but had the capacity to give a lot. If you would have to go back 20 years to find the last time one person was honored. Are you starting to get the theme of tonight? If you haven't figured that out yet, tonight is the David Kirschtel Show. Now, give up your round of applause. This is your show. This is his night. All right, that's enough. We got to keep it short. Now, I know the theme is Cheers to 25 years. Oh, come on, give me a break. Cheers. What's this? British Parliament? I vote we change it. Celebrate my bar mitzvah remix. We've all been, well, and let's not forget that now famous phrase coined by Michael Zapp. We have all been Kirschtel. Translation, you thought you were attending a gala, but you just ended up underwriting a Kirschtel family income. Mazel tov to all of us. Speaking of family, David's beautiful wife, Elena, is here looking gorgeous as always. Their lovely daughter, Naomi, where are you? There you are. Where are you? There you beautiful. And also with their Aaron and Michal and their beautiful daughter, Mia. And exciting news, they're expecting. Not to be outdone, Jason and Erica are also here. And guess why? They're expecting too. This family is growing faster than David's crazy list of ideas. They're not just celebrating tonight, they're counting the days until they can control the auto pen. Now let's take a moment and get sincere. I first met David back in 1995, thanks to an invitation from our beloved friend Ken Bernstein. And by invitation, I mean a classic Ken, warm-hearted, little sarcastic suggestion, you better join the Border House. I never asked what else was, and I'm glad I didn't, because saying yes to that board seat meant saying yes to one of the most meaningful friendships of my life and our families. Over the years, Aaron, it's almost like we wrote this together. Over the years, David has managed to get us all involved in some of these crazy stuff, the Maccabi games, the We Are One Israeli event at Rockland Community College. Well, to this day, I have no idea what the hell that was. The dodgeball game. And of course, that Moment of Silence movie that's still in production, coming soonish at the next film festival. And the most powerful and epic moment of all is when the Olympic Committee finally honored the Munich 11 with a moment of silence during the Tokyo opening ceremony.
Come on, that deserves another round of applause. Little old Rockland County.
You know, recently I read a book called Greatness, and it's by David Cook, Dr. David Cook. He writes that greatness is open to all, but pursued by a few. It is the space beyond success, when calling and legacy meet and a noble heart leads the way. David Kirschtel is one of those rare few who pursues greatness every day and is guided by a noble heart. He is a man who lives with vision, heart, and purpose. I've seen it firsthand in different meetings, community events, boardrooms, moments big and small. He is the guy who volunteers before you even finish a sentence. His energy is contagious, we all know that. His dedication is unwavering. He is a leader in the truest sense, one who acts with humility, inspires courage, and lifts up everyone around him. You are the best, my friend. David, you truly embody greatness. You have inspired me and so many others to show up, to give more, and to dig deeper. What did I say dig deeper? I mean care deeper. I didn't mean dig deeper. This is a tough crowd. I'm never going to invite you to my conference. David, please stand. Sit. Stand. As the producer, director, and star of the evening, you know, it would be pretty much impossible to surprise you with anything tonight. Am I right? We choreographed the whole thing. Until right now, while we wish that Estelle and Alan Eisencraft could be here tonight to present you with the Founders Award, it is with great honor that we invite up two of their daughters, Debbie Rowland and Sharon Rappaport. Please come. Not you! Unless you change the name to Debbie Rowland and Sharon Rappaport. There you go. No. I don't miss it. Hi. Okay. Thank you. Are you hiding? Hiding behind me. Okay. They are here to present this recreated miniature replica sculpture of the Munich 11 athletes, handcrafted by Eric David Laxman, who is also here tonight. Don't stand up, David. Who is also here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, come on up, David. Now you can come up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor to present the man of the hour, the leader, the visionary, the bar mitzvah boy, David Kirschtel. You're killing me.
What a beautiful award. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Eric David Laxman. Give him another hand. Eric David Laxman. Thank you, Larry. If all of you can't tell, I love the JCC and our community. And that certainly includes you, Larry, and of course, Linda. Thank you for your friendship and support. Over the years, you may be a little poorer, a lot poorer, for knowing me, but I am sure your life has been enriched. I know mine has been. Thank you both very much. I dedicate my speech tonight to all of the leaders, too many to name, board members and staff, and all of you whose efforts and financial support helped get us to today. But the one thing in common with all of the leaders was their admiration for Estelle and Alan Eisencraft. For how much they extended themselves personally and financially to make our JCC the reality that it is today. And I am very proud to accept the Estelle and Alan Eisencraft Leadership Award in honor of a man like me and his special partner, Estelle. I love them both. I also want to give a special shout out to my very good friend, Gwen Rosenzweig, who is struggling at home, and she and Steve could not be here. So Gwen, thinking about you and looking forward, hopefully, to celebrating with you soon. I want to reflect on a beautiful concept from Jewish tradition, the word Dayenu. It comes from the Passover Seder and my wife's favorite Jewish holiday and means it would have been enough. Dayenu reminds us to recognize the blessings in each step of our journey, even if the journey isn't complete. It teaches us to say, even this moment, even this progress is worthy of thanks. As we gather here today to celebrate the past 25 years in our future, I invite us to carry the spirit of Dayenu with us, to honor what we have accomplished, even as we strive for more. For many years, below my email signature are the words, Hakol Afshari. Everything is possible. So tonight, unlike my first honoring in 2007, where I wore a Boston Red Sox shirt I'm wearing my new shirt that all of you will get. Once you put it on, you'll automatically write a check. That was presented to me at our staff celebration in advance of this event. If all we had was the spirit to believe in what's possible, it would have been enough. Diane. Throughout my life, I have been an optimist. As it relates to the JCC, I've had to be. After all, when I started as the executive director in June 2000, at the ripe old age of 40, you might have said, I should have known better. We could barely make payroll, right, Linda? In fact, I deferred my salary the first 2 months as we addressed our finances. If all we had was the courage to step forward when things looked bleak, it would have been enough. Diane. Maybe I should have thought about the fact that we were in a 26,000 square foot building on Route 45 without an early childhood program to generate revenue, or that we had a very small fitness center, another limited revenue stream. If all we had was a roof over our heads and a dream of doing more, it would have been enough. Diane. You also could have said that as a board member at that time, before becoming the exec, I should have known better than to take the job. After all, the other candidates for the job, many from outside the community, might not have understood how daunting it would be. But thankfully, the board and the hiring committee, many people have told me they were the deciding vote, chose me. If all we had was the chance to serve and be chosen by this community, it would have been enough. Diane. And for me, that day, riding the school bus on my son Jason's school trip, when I received the call from JCC Rockland president Paul Adler telling me I was hired, was one of the best days of my professional life. Thank you, Paul. If all I had was that one unforgettable moment of being called to lead, it would have been enough. Diane. As you saw earlier tonight from walking down memory lane, there have been so many highlights in the last 25 years. We all have accomplished so much together. We have truly seen that everything is possible. If all we had were the memories and milestones of the past 25 years, it would have been enough. Diane, think about it. Under the leadership of Linda Russell, our capital campaign raised $20 million for our Jewish community campus here in West Nyack. An amount nobody believed we could raise. The grand opening on a Sunday in December 2007 featured a blizzard, yet more than 5,000 people showed up to tour our new home, which many said would never be built. Thank you, Arnie Garlick. One of our founders, Ruby Joseph, of blessed memory, got out of his sports car, climbed over a snowbank, and affixed the mezuzah on the front door. If all we had was a home built by visionaries and blessed by those who believed, it would have been enough. Diane. In 2012, as you know, we hosted the JCC Maccabi Games. Many said we could not do it, but more than 1,200 teams came together in Jewish spirit and sportsmanship. If all we had was that 1 week of community-wide unity through the JCC Maccabi Games, it would have been enough. Diane. As we fought for a minute of silence, dedicated to properly honoring the memory of the Munich 11, we were guided by two very powerful lessons. One, if you believe in something that is important, as Anki and Alana taught us, you should never give up, even if it takes 40 or 50 years. We also learned that a small community like JCC Rockland could make a worldwide impact. Anki, thank you for being here this evening. You are part of our family. If all we had was the strength to remember and the will to teach, it would have been enough. Diane. In September 2015, we opened the Deborah Koenig Early Childhood Center, our full-day program with 18 children in 3 classrooms. This September, we will have approximately 120 children in 13 classrooms. So much of the growth in all of our programming is thanks to our incredible staff team under the leadership of my partner for the last 12 years, our terrific COO, Eliza Blunt. If all we had was the joy of seeing our children, youth, and members thrive, it would have been enough. Diane. And while I'm talking about staff, another partner on this amazing memory lane, Wendy Seuss, and her exceptional development team, whose talent and dedication have driven so much of our success. If all we had was a team that believes and builds with heart, it would have been enough. Diane. Everything I have shared with you are big events in the last 25 years. But for me, the JCC is about every day. It is about the young family who came from Ukraine and the war and came to the Deborah Koenig Early Childhood Center, unable to speak a word of English, and found community. Or the young family who had real needs, and Sue Garlick called me up again, and we saved that family. And it is the older member who, after a loss of their sister, and they thought their life was over, found a community and home away from home at the Chazen Center for Adult Life. And this past year, when 2 of our founding families, the Eisencrafts and Lewis, lost their loved ones, we offered them a space for them to mourn and also celebrate their memory. JCC Rockland is a home for the entire community. Everyone is welcomed through our doors, Jewish and not. If all we had was a community that feels like family, it would have been enough. Diane. As anti-Semitism rages here and around the world, now is the time to secure the future of JCC Rockland and the Jewish Community Campus. We, all of us, must secure our community home for future generations. Tonight, we promised we would not ask you for money. It is amazing to me how much we raised tonight. But I am sharing with you that we will and we must raise the remaining capital required for the future. Whether it be for roofs or parking lots or swimming pools or teaching kitchens, there is no limit to what we can build and accomplish together. Details will follow, but I can share with you that our goal will be to raise the additional funds by the beginning of this December when we celebrate 18 years at the campus. My wife, Elena, and I will be making our 7th capital campaign gift because although you could say we have already done our fair share, we understand the importance of securing the future. Which brings me to Elena. Over the years, I could not have done the work I do without my partner, the love of my life, if she's still talking to me after the next capital gift. I love you. And of course, to our children and our growing family, and the bonus of seeing our beautiful granddaughter, Mia, every day at the Deborah Koenig Early Childhood Center is a blessing beyond words. If all I had was the support of my family and the joy of seeing my granddaughter Mia grow within our community, it would have been enough. Diane. So I end my speech as I started it. Hakol Efshari. Everything is possible. Together with your continued support and the support of the rest of the community, we will secure our future together. If all we had was each other and this shared dream for tomorrow, it would have been enough. Diana, let's celebrate!